address that.
Well, I'm not in favor of sending that letter out, Jeff, so that's my opinion. It's not all 100% factual there.
What's not factual?
There's some things that you're leaving out, so I'm not in favor of it, so I'm gonna make a motion that this letter is not sent to the Operation Roundup until it is either revised or
Well, what would you like to revise? Well,
come up with another copy.
we can't really do it that way
Sure we
because
can.
we really can't because the park committee's already agreed to it.
Well,
There's
let
no
me tell you-
statutory requirement that our board make a resolution.
Sure, but let me tell you something, the Port Committee is not over the Board of Trustees, okay? Just so you're aware of that.
That has nothing to do with
Sure, it does.
this contractual requirement that we have to finalize.
Sure, and I'm not in favor of sending this letter to the Operation Roundup.
So noted.
So no, you're right, make a note of it. So we need to take a vote, and if it's a yes, send it. If it's a no, it's not gonna get sent.
I already explained what my actions will be on this.
I've already talked to the county prosecutor, Jeff. Would you like to call and talk to Amy? She will give you her legal opinion on it.
Well, I have
She
a legal
said-
opinion, I'll read
discuss
it.
it, sure.
Because there was all this theater here about this letter you wanted me to do something anatomically very uncomfortable with, okay? I'm gonna start it and read it from the start to finish. This should clear up any of this drama that's still lingering.
Can I get a copy of that?
You have it.
Can I get another copy of it?
Get it from
Can
Jan.
I get another copy of that? I'm requesting a copy of that letter from you, Jeff.
I request that you don't interrupt me this time and you let me finish what it says.
I'm requesting a copy in advance, so just make sure I get a copy.
You already have one.
I'm requesting a copy, Jeff.
I'm gonna attempt to read this. This will be public when I read it. This is what the attorney said on this matter.
The attorney isn't here. Please state the attorney that said this.
On Tuesday, January 29th, 4:36 p.m., Amy Thompson. She is our legal counsel. I understand there was this big investigation. I'm never going to stand in the way of an investigation that is going to include me for some kind of wrongdoing. I say bring it on, get it checked out. But when you get the answer, you got an answer. I have a question in reference to the legality. This is her question back. I have a question in reference to the legality of the removal of the merry-go-round from the township park. My understanding of the situation is that the park committee applied for a grant to buy a new piece of playground equipment, hurricane spinner, with the intent of removing the merry-go-round. It is my understanding that the board never voted to approve of the grant application or of the removal of the merry-go-round. It is also my understanding that the board did not vote to prevent the purchase of removal of the merry-go-round either. Individual trustees objected, but never put it to an actual vote. There was an allegation that the merry-go-round was not up to code by the township insurance carrier, but neither the May 21st, 2012 or August 21st, 2012 letters from Ohio Plan Risk Management provided to me support that contention. If I am mistaken in the statement of facts listed above, please let me know. And she's not mistaken, she just didn't have all the information, because it clearly outlines in the letters that it is to be up to the standards of the Public Playground Safety Handbook, which is also in all the grant writings and everything that was on the wall, everything in the record, and everything that was recorded. I think this is a prime example of both the park committee and the board being too lax about parliamentary procedures. The park committee did not formally request permission to apply for the grant, buy the hurricane spinner, or remove the merry-go-round, but the board never voted to prevent that grant application purchase of the hurricane spinner or the removal of the merry-go-round either. I don't think any of these arise to illegal activity, but I do think it is sloppy governance on everybody's part. I think the best way to resolve this issue is to move forward and learn what not to do from this situation. I recommend that the board conduct itself in a more formalized manner. Now, the board has already done that. We've all agreed to do that. And there is a motion in the books for that. It goes on to say only board members should be signing off on invoices and not delegating to the committee members, as this creates issues for both the board if they decide not to honor the invoice because they never approved the expenditure, and the committee member who may now find himself or herself personally liable as they acted without board approval. Better avoid all that by governing in the most professional way possible in the first place. So there it is.
copy of that, Jeff?
You have one, Jenny has one,
I'm requesting
you
a
can
copy.
get one from Amy. I'm done making you copies.
I'm requesting a copy of that letter from you. Okay? Shoot that in your notes. I need a copy of that. And after that's said, I'll make a motion that the letter Jeff proposed to write to the Energy Co-op or Energy Co-op Operation Roundup Foundation to Margy Klein not be sent by this board.
I'll second it.
Okay, I guess we can have discussion then. How do you want to handle the fact that we are not filling our obligations to finalize a grant-funded project?
Put the facts in there, Jeff. Revise it, whatever you have to do to make it factual. Put the whole truth in there.
Does anyone on the park committee want to speak on the behalf of there being anything factual there? Did you hear the letter read of the requirements that we have to do?
I said put all of the facts in there. You're putting half.
Put the facts in, the reason why we didn't sign the check.
You put the facts in there.
You wrote the letter, Jeff. Go ahead.
Write your own letter. I'm going to be submitting this letter and we will fulfill our obligations.
This letter will
There's
not
no-
be sent out.
Yes, it will. When I put a stamp on it, it goes out.
Please take a vote, Jenny. That's the motion I made.
Roll call.
You
Dan.
didn't answer my question. How you, if this isn't done, it will be done. It'll be in the mail tomorrow. But if it's not done, how are you going to answer to this?
A simple letter can be drawn up. This says thank you for the grant. Our obligation has been fulfilled. Here's the picture. Thank you very much. How hard is that?
I already did it. If you want to write your own letter, go ahead.
If that's what it takes,
Go
I'm
ahead.
sure I can do it. This one is not getting sent.
Yes, it is.
Roll call on the motion. Dan.
Yeah,
Hold on a second. When you send that, can I get a copy of it?
I've already told you I would do that. I don't have a copy of it with the signatures on it. I'll make that copy, so everybody has one. You do have the letter, it's
I'd like a
right
copy
there.
also mailed to me. If you need 47 cents per stamp, I can get that to you.
I'm not mailing you copies, you got the copy right there. All you need that you don't have is how it looks right here with 3 signatures from the park committee and my signature on it. And I'm finished.
Take a vote, Jenny, go ahead.
Dan.
yeah.
Yes.
Ben. Jeff.
Abstain.
Everybody's hearing this, right? What's going on? This letter will not be sent.
Is your recorder working? It's so noted, right?
Yep.
My last question.
Does it have to do with this letter, Ron?
Yes.
Go ahead.
What happens if it's filled up? I mean, it seems useless.
If I do, then our obligations are fulfilled and we have completed what we were supposed to do. That has been,
But you've gone against the vote of the board.
absolutely.
I will be on the phone with Margie. I will be talking to her. When she receives this letter, I will get a copy from her, and I will be talking to the prosecutor's office.
Absolutely.
That's what will happen. What are you trying to do, Jeff? Make an ass out of this township or yourself?
I told
That's a
you,
simple
I
question.
told you I was finished with this.
I'd like an answer out of that. Simple question. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, we will see.
Do you have a phone number for Margie?
Probably in your letterhead, if it's in the top there.
Not the one you wrote up.
You got the same stuff I have. If it's not in there, you'll have to look it up.
Yeah, I got an email address for it. Oh, there's one here. You're right.